I'm gonna show you the easiest way to mix and master lo-fi beats. Quick disclaimer though, I consider lo-fi beats just a generalized keyword just for chill beats as a whole. So if you're looking for exactly that super sleepy, soft drums, lo-fi, this isn't exactly it. But this video is how I mix and master chill beats. But in order for someone who's not subscribed to me to find this video, gotta say lo-fi, you know what I'm saying? That being said, my first tip in mixing is to mix as you go. So let's make a beat real quick and I'll show you live and direct. And real quick, I just want to thank the sponsor of today's video, DistroKid, but more on that later. Let's get into the beat. You see how I turned the snare down? Main tip when you mix as you go is really just levels. Just get all your levels. Well, you can add plugins later, but as I'm making the beat, I'm messing with the levels. Let's grab some percussion from L.Dre Drum Kit Volume 4 and just like, I don't know, let's throw it all in there. All right, we got a solid loop. Now let's mix it. I don't know what you're hearing because it could be different on the speakers you're listening to, but there's a ton of distortion. The sample's pretty fat, the bass is pretty thick, the kick is thick. So first thing I like to do is fix all of that. So starting with the loop, I'll probably throw RC20 on it. A lot of those automatically get rid of some of the low end, so let's mess around with those. Try not to solo that many things because in reality, the beat sounds like this. So why are you mixing each individual sound soloed when they're supposed to sound together? So that's just a little tip, I like to sidechain. So sidechaining is huge for me. You know, there's debates on sidechain, but I just like the sound it gives. So I use a glue compressor to sidechain. You can use a regular compressor, whatever you got. But on Ableton, you just hit sidechain, you hit kick, turn down the threshold to what you want. Since this sample is so thick, I'd sidechain the hell of it, honestly. This is personal preference, but for me, when it comes to lo-fi, chill hop, all that kind of stuff, I personally feel like if I'm listening to these playlists, I'm not a fan of sharp, loud, harsh, high-end noises. That's just me. Because you listen to some playlists and one snare will be up here, another snare will be down here, and maybe it doesn't affect people. But I know when I'm listening to these chill beats playlists and next you know there's a track with like the loudest snare or the crunchiest hi-hats I've ever heard, it kind of throws me off a little bit. So one thing I like to do, and since this is my own drum kit, L.Dre Drum Kit Volume 4, a lot of the drums are processed how I like them to sound anyway. But either way, a few things I like to turn down is the snares and the hi-hats. So those are two things I like to do. And then also on the snare, sometimes I like to EQ some of the high end out. It depends on the sound selection. I should have started with sound selection. That's number one, but hopefully you know sound selection by now. Pick good sounds. L.Dre Drum Kit Volume 4. So let me see how these hi-hats and stuff are sounding and the snare. One thing I do want to add as a mixing thing is atmosphere sounds. And let's just do rain for now. But a lot of people, they go a little too hard on the rain, or maybe sometimes they go too low on the rain. But for me, I like to make sure it's heard but not overpowering. So check it out. Sometimes, and this is if it's a lot of atmospheric sounds, sometimes I like to sidechain it to the kick. I don't know if other people do that, but for me, I do it sometimes just because, you know, I want my kick to shine and to not even be bothered by this. For me, when it comes to mixing lo-fi beats, that is it. No extra compressors, blah, blah, blah. All I use is a glue compressor for sidechain and the EQ8 built into Ableton. Those are my main things. Now, obviously, if you want to get into the creative mixing aspect, there's tons of plugins. Like for this melody, for example, we could throw Spaced Out on it, and that could sound cool. But let's arrange it a little bit. Again, this isn't like a full beat that I would do. This is an example beat, so I'm not gonna do anything crazy. If you want a tutorial on arranging, I've done a bunch of those. I'll probably put one here. All right, so we made the beat, we mixed it as we gone. It sounds solid. Now for the mastering process. A lot of people are really confused on what mastering is, but that's just the final product that hits for the streaming platforms or whatever platform it's going to be on. There's tons of way to go about mastering, but as the title of this video says, I'm going to show you the easiest way to mix and master your songs. DistroKid just released their mastering service called Mixea. I've used it a few times and it actually works really well if you prepare your song correctly. At the end of the day, how you mix your tracks is going to determine how the mastered song comes out, no matter who does it. Before I show you Mixea, let me show you how to prep your song to put it in that. You want to have your output at least -3. Now, other producers, they might tell you to go in each individual track and like change the levels, look at the mix. But what I do, bro, I hit utility and I just mess with the utility until it's not clipping. So check it out, check it out, check it out. So right here, as you can see, tiny bit, but I don't think that's a big deal. But just in case, let's go -7. So let's bounce that out. If you have a DistroKid account, you just go into DistroKid and hit master, set it up that way. If not, you go to mixea.com. You should be good. So check it out. Preview different sound settings, pick your favorite, HD audio, unlimited mastered tracks. And it's just $99 a year. So let's upload the track. Yeah, the pre-master, bow. All right, so here we are. They already mastered it. I was on my phone. That took like maybe a minute. I don't even know, dude. I should have like timed it. But all right, here you go. We got the master track and we got the original track. Let's hear how it sounds. As you can already see the difference in the waveform. I'm actually impressed. I wasn't expecting it to do that well for this track since it's so simple, but either way though, you got intensity settings, you got EQ options. Like for me, for example, I think this is solid because I mixed it so well already. If I wanted it to be a little warmer, maybe the highs are a little too high for me. If I want it to be a little beefier, let's turn the intensity all the way to high, make it louder. Going to brighter, you start to hear all the rain a lot louder. And that's it. It's really that easy. You just hit download and you're good to go. Now, why use a service like this? I mean, did you just see what just happened? I'm recording for 42 minutes. So in that time, I did an intro, made a whole beat, mixed it, and mastered it all in the same sitting. And if I really wanted to, I can open up Unsplash, download a royalty-free photo, and send this out to DistroKid today. Like right now, today.
Right now, today.
Does this completely replace hiring a mastering engineer? Of course not. They're professionals. They're definitely gonna dial it in exactly how they want to in their profession. But if you're someone that likes to keep it simple, someone on a budget, $100 a year, unlimited tracks mastered, or the alternative, the free alternative, you know, going on YouTube, learning about compressors, EQs, blah, 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 buying different plugins. So there's a bunch of options. This is the most simple and it actually works. It sounds good. But with Mixea, hit the link in the description to try it out. You get one mastered song for free. So follow this whole tutorial, try it out for yourself, and then also try mastering a different way and compare it yourself. See if you like it.